What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Okay, so I'm gonna be quite honest with y'all. I really was not paying all that attention to this episode of Queen Sugar. I had some other stuff that I was doing, but I think I got it for the most part. It's not that I wasn't paying attention. Like I just kept on having to rewind. I never had to rewind and go back and see what somebody said and all this stuff. Cause I don't know. Tonight it's just been a little bit off, but whatever. When we get through it. So this is Queen Sugar, season 3, episode 8. Come Clad in peace. Okay. So basically, what's been going on in this episode, we dealing with still the farmers getting off their land, and you now have Nova trying to figure out what's going on with Charley. Okay, she came up on some stuff, some very interesting stuff. You know, I would say this episode was probably about reflection too. But Nova came in with the clutch because she done found out that um, Sam Landry's son, Clayton, who graduated Cornell in 2000, also had a fraternity brother that graduated named Thomas Rowe. Thomas Rowe also works at the EPA. Now, at first, when they was going back in some more deep, looking and see what's going on with the land, they came to find out at first that what Jacob was telling Charley about the land, and the mercury and all that stuff, or whatever was going on with the land, the excuse that he gave her, saying that that was correct. But then Nova went in deeper and found the connection between the Landrys and this land and all that stuff. And it may seem like it's correct, but it's not. They're still plotting, they're still scheming, trying to make up an excuse and involving the EPA in there to make an excuse. And now that you have this connection with somebody that's close to the family working at the EPA agency, they can falsify documents, they can do all this stuff in order for them to get these people off their land, which are mostly black people, off this land so that they can build a prison that 9 out of 10 is going to house majority black folks, okay, that's working in conjunction with the government. Nova also has a friend at the EPA who she can call, and she's gonna call and hook that up for Charley. Charley finna go in and in a meeting with them and try to see what the hell is going on. Okay, Charley is about to wreck shop, and I am so here for it. I cannot wait. I do appreciate the fact that at first you have Nova and them being upset with Charley for doing this, for selling out Queen Sugar to the Landrys or whatever, but now it seems as though had she not done that, she would not have gotten the information that she's gotten. And I think Nova is realizing that to a certain extent. Hopefully it don't 100% backfire in her face and it works out, and we see some progress happening, because it's time to take these motherfuckers down, okay? Um since we're talking about Charley, let's just go ahead and talk about Micah. Micah gonna fuck around and get his ass locked up again, okay? Micah is a little woke. That motherfucker was a little woke last season. He was a little woke this beginning this season. We only on episode 8. That motherfucker is fully woke because he is ready to go to jail for his cause, okay? So him and his friends were sitting at the house, they're playing games, and some of Micah's pictures that he was taking, and the plantation that they went to the other time, and the one boy who stopped the fight that was going to happen on that plantation stopped the other boy who was so whole about just staying there at the plantation, because this is the furniture that my ancestor, they're the ones that made this. And then the boy with the afro told them to stop, let's go. He just had a little come to Jesus moment, like looking at the pictures of them dressed up in the garments that they had back then. And then you had these two girls, they're taking selfies at this plantation and just smiling and all this stuff. And it was like, do you see what they're doing? They're taking fucking selfies at this shit. Why don't we give them what they really want? Okay, show them exactly how this plantation went down. They're making fun of our history. You don't give a fuck about the fact that this plantation is not a place of joy, okay? This plantation housed slaves. This plantation probably was where a lot of slaves were raped and brutally beaten and all this stuff, and you up here taking selfies and y'all parading this stuff around and getting money off of it. Once again, you're getting money off the backs of blacks and our struggle. That's what you're getting money off of. And they were over it. And they come up with this plan to go in there and to, spray paint the names of, the slaves that was there on the plantation and doing some other stuff. And at first it looked like little Micah wasn't going to do it because he was having flashbacks to when he got locked up and all that shit. But then he said, yeah, he going to do it. I said, Micah, I'm out here for sometimes you gotta you gotta go the long route, but I hope you understand what the consequences may be. Okay, told you Michael woke as fuck. Kiki ain't in the picture no more. I'm so sad about that. That it just seems that it's gonna go that way. Okay, but anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of some more things with Charley, we have Charley in the beginnings of the episode going to see Prosper. Okay. Um, it was a Sunday. I think they just came back from church. Prosper was supposed to be meeting up with Vi at the Piccadilly, and or what is it, the Yellow Lily or something like that. I said Piccadilly, bitch. The Yellow Lily or whatever, what she used to work at. And Charley comes up there and she sees another eviction notice saying that he's supposed to be out the place. That was his last day there. He telling her he's about to pack and he hasn't even started packing. This is his home. He don't know where else to go. And at first he did call his daughter, and he was gonna go and stay with her, but then he told her not to. And it just, how older people are so set in their ways and stubborn to a certain degree, and that's what it felt like. But his pride and everything, and this is all that he knew. Okay, he's been on this farm forever. Where else is he gonna go? He's probably been by himself for many years, and now he has to go somewhere else where people got to take care of him, or he has to, share space with somebody else, and it shouldn't be that way. And so he told he that's one of the excuses that he gave why he left. Told the daughter not to come. He said she has her own house, her own family, and stuff to deal with. I don't want to be a burden. And then Charley was saying, you're going to come and stay with me. I got a guest house. I'm not leaving here until you leave with me, okay? Because you're not finna stay here doing all this shit. We're not finna do this. And I love the fact that her and Nova and Ralph came over there. They was helping, pack his stuff up and, reminiscing about some of the things, seeing old pictures with Prosper and Ernest together, and they just talking. And I did love that scene when Nova and Charley was in the kitchen at I think Charley's place, and they was just reminiscing on the past, their boyfriends and things that they liked in high school and stuff like that. I love when they bond together. And I love the fact that they put those moments where they are connecting in so that it tugs at our heartstrings a little bit more when they have their falling outs. And we be like, no, stop that shit. Get back together. Get back together. Shit like that. So when that happened, they got Prosper over to the house and was trying to tell him what to do with the codes to the house, and he looking like, ain't this about a bitch? It was just so he ain't had to deal with all this newfangled technology. Michael was trying to tell him, well, this controls the Blu-ray, this controls the satellite, this control this control that. He was like, bro, just turn the TV on and put it on 356, the Western channel, okay? That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. And, you know, Prosper comes from a simpler time, okay? He ain't. We may think that it's simple now because of technology, but something like the old folks think that it's simpler then because they ain't have to have all these technical shit and all this stuff. But it is what it is. That's how old people are sometimes. So I like that, and that Charley is actually looking out for a family friend and they're not putting him out, or I'm so glad they didn't try to put him in a home or something like that. He needed to be around people that cared about him, and I'm glad that they took him in. Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi is at the Yellow Dilly, whatever. She's at her old place of work, waiting on Prosper, right? So she's sitting down there pitching her pitch for her little pie store to the girls, the waitresses that are there. And she sounded like she was confident. She knew what she was talking about. And of course you're gonna sound like that when it's to people that's you're comfortable around and you're just practicing. Okay. So she had everything that she was ready to say, and to pitch to old boy who do the grocery store. And when it comes time for her to pitch that pitch to him, she was stuttering, she was stammering, she was out of breath. She didn't know what to say. She was, discombobulated and everything. And then she just had to ask him, can we put this, a hold on this meeting, come back tomorrow because she's not feeling well. And at first, I thought it was her nerves getting the best of her. But when she stood up and she almost fainted and all that shit, she had to. He was like, "Listen, I will drive you home, okay? Do you need some water?" I said, "Get her some water." She gonna say no, but you get her some water, okay? And you watch her drink that shit. Vi, stop this shit, okay? You stressing yourself out, and I'm pretty sure her nerves and all that stress just got to her at that moment, and he did take her home. And in the process of them talking, and he fixed her some soup and they was talking about that, she was like, well, about almost a year ago I got diagnosed with lupus. And you can just see how things kind of change between them. And I don't know how to take it. Was it out of concern, or was he thinking that she is now a liability and rethinking working with her? Because when she tried to pitch the stuff again about her pies being in their own shop and things of that such, he kind of shut her down. And she was like, I thought you said that the people really needed an answer right away. And he was like, no, you can just go ahead and worry about you getting better and your health and all that stuff. Now, either you can take that as him being really, truly concerned about her and wanting her to take it easy for a minute, or him rethinking on a business level, is she going to be a liability, because you just don't know what her health is going to be day to day on a day to day basis. I said, and you can see it in Vi's face that she just looking like, what the fuck just happened? Did my future just blow up in my face right then and there? And I really hope it's just that he wanted her to rest, and not saying that I'm gonna take everything that you have from you, because I can't work with somebody who has this risk factor. I really hope shit don't blow up in her face like that, because I'm gonna be really mad and I'm gonna have to come up there and, do some shit. It is what it is. Um, what else is going on? Ralph, Angel, and Darla. Y'all motherfuckers need to get y'all shit together, okay? Ralph, listen. Darla is trying. What is wrong with trying to get 50% time with Blue? Okay? You talking about some he needs to adjust. He needs to adjust. He seemed like he adjusted to me. Okay? He, go over there to see Darla, and even over, and Charley told him, just make it about the baby, and that's it. Keep your emotions out of it. And you can tell as soon as Ralph came into Darla's place, he felt some type of way, because the house looked better than hers. I mean, his. The room was better than his. And you heard him saying me and Blue was supposed to do something like this to his room, over at the farm. And, he, all his ego and stuff, he was trying to put it down, keep it down, but it came back up. It came up, and it came up in a nasty way. And I was just like, oh my goodness. He felt like, I guess, I don't know why he would feel this way, but he felt like, it seemed like he felt like, as a man, he should have been the one who could provide all this for his son. And looking back at all the struggles that Darla went through, how is it that she come through and she fucks up a whole bunch of shit, and then she's able to provide Blue all of a sudden with this nice house, this nice room, these new stuff, and all this, and now she has the nerve to want 50% of the time with him? I said, I don't think what's wrong with that, okay? It is what it is at this point. You know that she's trying. She does seem like a good mother for the most part. Everybody makes mistakes. She made a really, really bad mistake years ago that she's still been making up for. But sometimes you have to loosen the fucking cord. You have to loosen the belt a little bit. And he was like, he's just not ready. No, you're not ready to let go of that. You're not ready to allow her fully back. You're not ready to 100% forgive her. And that is what's going on. They get into it. They slinging words at each other. Oh, so all of a sudden you think you something because you got this house that your mama brought you, your parents brought you. And Darla threw that shit right back at him, and I was proud of her. She was like, so did you buy the house that you're living in? Okay. And I was like, oops. Exactly. You know? And so he goes back home and he's in his feelings, and then you have Nova sitting down there talking to him and trying to basically talk him off the ledge and say everything's gonna be okay. And how similar earlier in the episode when they was doing packing up Prosper stuff, and they saw that picture, they was like, "You look just like Daddy. You got all his mannerism and everything." And then once again, that comparison comes back up in this scene when Ralph and Nova are talking, and she's trying to, put some sense in his head, like it's okay. You don't have to do everything. You're gonna run yourself in the ground. You're gonna run yourself ragged just like Daddy did. Okay, because he's talking about he needed to do this. He needed to work some more hours so he can fix the room up and get some more art supplies for Blue. Make it so that, in a sense, it felt like he was trying to be in competition with Darla and make a better room or a better living environment than Darla has. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that it's that way for them, but I can see why he feel a little bit intimidated. And again, it's an ego and a pride thing as well. Him being a man, and a man's supposed to be able to provide well for his family. And, then you have Darla who did all this stuff and she coming through, but she doing this, she's getting her life together even though she has assistance. But both of y'all have assistance, okay? Like she said, you're living in a house that was left to you, and you have a whole family system that's around helping you as well. She has her family helping her now. You know, we just never saw that because they were never really in the picture. Now they're in the picture, and it's like, okay. So it is what it is with them. But I don't. Did I get everything? Ralph just need to come up off of it. I don't know. These two episodes, like today, the shows ain't really been nothing for me to really go in on. Cause y'all know I used to give y'all 20 plus minutes on the Queen Sugar. Let me fast forward right quick, cause I got the shit playing. I got it playing. I just want to make sure I get everything because I don't want nobody saying bitch. Oh yeah, he was talking to little Tran, and she was what's her name, Tran or Train? Train, and trying to hook that up. And at first he kind of like brushed her off and made it seem like he wasn't interested anymore. But then he came back around and, they had a little talk. She was laying her head on his arm and, they was getting it in on that. But I was like, don't mess up a relationship just because you having issues, you know. So I like the fact that he smoothed that out with her. And that was basically it. That was the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. Like I said, I would say this was much more of a filler episode because look how fast I got through it. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. And I will see you guys later. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season because, baby, shit is about to start heating up. But I'll see y'all later. Peace.